Hey gang, welcome to the channel. Today we're road testing this rather wonderful Hyundai Tucson, and as you can see for yourself, this is one excellent looking car. I mean, take a look at that grille. Isn't that beautiful? You also get some really lovely looking 19-inch alloys. The rear end of the car looks really good as well, and in fact, just like the front of the car, it's got a bit of a muscle car kind of look to it. The boot's a decent size too. Now, I thought the only thing I'd like about this car would be the looks, and I was very mistaken, because not only is the car stunning on the outside, it is also stunning on the inside. This interior is really well designed and really well put together, and although it's missing things like leather interior, I can live without those things, to be perfectly honest. The actual design itself is simple, elegant, and there's everything here you could possibly need in a car. Everything's electric. You've got a screen to the left, you've got a screen in front of you, and it's a very nice design indeed. In fact, it's a very nice place to be. Now again, in the back of the car, it's a very nice place to be, despite the lack of leather interior. And just like other cars I've test ridden recently, there's plenty of legroom. Very spacious indeed in here, and the boot's spacious too, and all these door trims, really lovely quality. I'm massively impressed with this car so far. Much more impressed than I thought I was going to be. Now, one of the things I've complained about with the cars lately is that the door cards do not seem quality at all when the rest of the car seems so well put together. But as you can see, the door cards in this Hyundai Tucson look absolutely quality. Now once again gang, this car has been supplied by Car and Cab Care of the Wirral, and I'd like to say a massive thank you to you guys for loaning me all these wonderful cars. I'm having the best time. I've driven so many cars off you guys this year, and I can't wait to drive some more. So this car is a hybrid, a self-charging hybrid, and it is a 1.6 litre twin turbo petrol engine mated to a motor, and it delivers around 230 horsepower, so it's no slouch. In fact, we're going to put our foot down right now and go! Woo! Wheel spin, baby! So this car will do 0 to 60 in around 7.7 seconds and tops out at around 117 miles an hour. So it's definitely no slouch. Love how when you go into sport mode in this car, the dash turns red. Oh yeah. You know it means business, baby. Now this car, with it being a hybrid, but with it being a large, heavy vehicle, the estimated fuel economy around town is around 48 miles per gallon. Now, I've been assured by Sean at Car and Cab Care that this car will probably do around 58 miles per gallon around town, and that's based on the Hyundai Ioniq. It's claimed to do around 59 miles per gallon, whereas most drivers are averaging over 70 miles per gallon. So if you drive it sensibly, and don't drive it like me, you may well see near or even over 60 miles per gallon. Now the other thing I've noticed driving this car is it handles surprisingly well for such a big heavy vehicle. The handling is great, the road holding is great, and the ride is lovely. This is probably the nicest car I've driven from Car and Cab Care this year. And I'm really surprised by that, because I thought I would just like the looks, but instead I like everything about this car. The only thing this car is missing for me is an electric tailgate. And possibly leather seats would have been nice as well at this kind of price point. We'll get onto the price in a moment. This car is essentially a well-sized family car with a big boot that looks fantastic. It goes like stunk. And yet we'll do 50 plus miles per gallon. And now we'll get onto the price. So this is the premium model, and this will cost you £35,000 from Hyundai. £35,000 from Hyundai. Yes, those are words I just said. If you buy this car from Car and Cab Care, if you are a taxi driver or private hire driver, this car will set you back shade over £28,000. That's a massive saving. And at £28,000, this car represents tremendous value for money. The problem for Hyundai is at £35,000, they've got an awful lot of competition, including competition from their very own Hyundai Ioniq 5. The base model there starts around £38,000. £35,000 you can buy a Skoda Superb IV SEL, which has got more kit than this car and is as quick as this car and is better on the juice and is a plug-in hybrid. But obviously it's not an SUV, although it is a large saloon car. What would I be going for if I had 35 grand? Oh, be a tough call, to be fair. Now, although this is a large car, and it is a large car, it doesn't necessarily feel like it when you're driving it. I mean, you sat a bit higher off the ground, you can definitely tell that. There's plenty of room in the cabin. You know, I'm aware of the fact that it's a large car, but I don't feel uncomfortable going for gaps like I would do in my Ford Mondeo. And to be fair, this car actually isn't quite as long as my Ford Mondeo, which I find comical, because I think the Ford Mondeo, the Mark V Mondeo, is one of the largest cars in the bloody world. It's bloody huge. 5 meters long that car is. But this car, I think this car's 4.7 meters long, 4.6 meters long, was it? Something around there. So, what kit does this car have? Well, bearing in mind, this is the middle range premium. It has a fair amount of kit, but not as much as I'd hope for a £35,000 Hyundai. So to start with all the basic things: power steering, electric windows, electric mirrors, obviously. It's got lovely 19-inch alloys. It's got, obviously, power steering. It's got remote central locking, keyless entry, keyless drive. It's got 2 screens. It's got sat nav. It's got front and rear parking sensors. It's got the rear reversing camera. It's got cruise control with lane assist, and it's got air conditioning, or dual air conditioning as far as I can make out. It's got an automatic gearbox. It's also got the paddles on the steering wheel to turn it into a manual. It's got 2 driving modes. It's got electric handbrake. It's got lots of little places, little cubby holes, that kind of thing. This car's got plenty of kit, and the screen in front of the driver, which is where the speedometer and the rev counter are, which is actually on a screen, not an analog clock. They look fantastic. I'm really impressed with that. But the premium model, I would expect to have more kit. I would want leather seats, really, and possibly an electric tailgate. And at £35,000 and a model that's labelled as being premium, I think those things should be there. At least the leather upholstery, or even just a half leather upholstery would do me. Would I buy one? If I had 35 grand, I mean, I'd be very, very tempted. Be very tempted. But ultimately, I probably wouldn't. Although I might. Although I probably wouldn't. But then I might. It's a very, very tempting proposition at £35,000. And even more tempting at 28 and a bit thousand pounds from Car and Cab Care. Much more tempting at 28 and a bit thousand pounds. Anyway, gang, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like and to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.